Hello guys, this is me, Engineer. Welcome back sa ating YouTube channel. So kung hindi mo pa nasasagutan guys yung ating mock test number 3, ilalagay ko sa comment section yung link ng GForm natin and sagutan nyo muna before nyo panoorin itong ating solution. So 100 items ito guys and makinig kayong mabuti kasi iisa-isayin natin. So medyo mahaba yung pag-uusapan natin ngayon. So unahin natin guys, question number 1 under general info. Which principle states that no one, including government officials, is above the law? Okay? So, ang sagot natin dito guys is rule of law. Bakit? Ibig sabihin kasi neto guys is everyone ay equal before the law. So, regardless of your position, kahit presidente ka, mayor ka, or ordinaryong mamamayan ka, lahat ay pwedeng managot kapag lumabag sa batas. Okay? Kaya ito ang tamang sagot. So question number 2, which organization is responsible for promoting international public health? Okay, so ang sagot natin dito ay WHO or World Health Organization. So international organization, responsible siya for public health natin. Okay? And sila ang nagbibigay ng health guidelines, tumutulong sa disease control, example noong nagkaroon ng COVID-19, and nagpro-promote rin sila ng global health. Okay? So, WHO. Next guys, question number 3, which Philippine law is primarily aimed at protecting personal data and privacy? Okay? So, lagi natin naririnig to, no? So, bawal kang mag-post ng kahit ano-ano sa social media nang walang pahintulot nung pinopost mo. Yun yung isang example niya, di ba? So it protects your personal information like yung name mo, yung address mo, phone number, and kahit anong records mo. Okay? So it prevents unauthorized collection and sharing of personal data. So that is Republic Act number 10173 or letter B. Question number 4, which province is known as the rice granary of the Philippines due to its consistently high rice production? Okay? So, sagot natin dito guys, Nueva Ecija. Ayan. So, alam na yan ng mga taga Nueva Ecija. No? So, dyan mostly nanggagaling yung mga bigas natin. Okay? So, question number 5. Which Philippine law is known as the Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards for Public Officials and Employees? Ayan, so lagi yung nakikita to guys, no? Sa mga exam o sa mga reviewers nyo. Kasi kasali ito sa sa scope ng general info sa civil service exam. Okay? So, ayan. So, sagot natin dito ay Republic Act 6713. Okay? So, it requires government employees to be honest, accountable, professional, and serve the public with integrity. Yun yung use ng Republic Act na yan, guys. Okay? Next, which government agency is primarily responsible for administering the Philippine Civil Service System? Ayan. So, itong ini-exam natin, yung system natin, so meron kasi tayong commission, no, na ginawa and namamahala siya doon sa ating Philippine Civil Service. Siguro familiar naman na kayo dito, no, kasi dito kayo nag-apply para makapag-exam kayo. So sagot natin dito ay CSC or Civil Service Commission. For question number 7, so which city serves as the summer capital of the Philippines? Ayan. So saan ba malamig? Doon yung summer capital natin. Sa Baguio City. Ayan. Question number 8, which Philippine island is the largest by land area? Ayan, so 'di ba meron tayong tatlong major islands sa Pilipinas, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. So syempre ang pinakamalaki diyan si Luzon. Si Mindanao naman guys, second lang siya and sunod si Visayas. Okay? Question number 9, which Philippine government office is constitutionally mandated to prosecute public officials accused of graft and corruption? Ayan. So, ang keyword natin, to prosecute public officials. So, ang gumagawa niyan guys is yung ating ombudsman. So, sagot natin ay Office of the Ombudsman. Okay? Ayan. So, question number 10, last question for general info. What is the highest law of the Republic of the Philippines? Ayan, so tapos na natin to guys sa nakaraang mock exam natin. So, sana naalala nyo pa. Walang iba kundi yung ating 1987 Constitution of the Philippines. Ayan, so yun yung supreme law natin guys dito sa Pilipinas. All laws, executive orders, and government actions must follow the Constitution. Okay? So, kung nagka-problema kayo doon, and then they can be declared unconstitutional. Ayan, so next na tayo guys. Punta na tayo ngayon sa verbal ability. So question number 11. The chairman's statement was deliberately ambiguous to avoid offending either party. So anong sagot natin dito guys? Anong meaning ng ambiguous? Ayan, so it means unclear or open to more than one interpretation, no? Since yung chairman ina-avoid niya na magkaroon ng problema or ma-offend yung mga tao, so he intentionally made his statement unclear or vague. Ayan, so letter B yung sagot natin. Next, choose the word opposite in meaning to magnanimous. So opposite guys ha. So, magnanimous kasi, it means forgiving, generous, or noble, no? So, ang opposite niya, syempre, vindictive, which means wanting revenge or holding grudges. Ayan. So, gusto niya magkigante. Yun ang opposite niya. So, letter C. Next, guys, although the witness appeared candid, investigators later discovered that several of his statements were deliberately misleading. The word candid most nearly means. Ayan. So, ang sagot natin dito guys, pag sinabing candid, honest ka and straightforward. So, based na rin guys sa statement natin, kahit yung witness daw ay appeared candid or honest, yung investigators daw na discover nila later na misleading yung mga statements niya. Okay? So, makikita nyo naman guys sa statement yung magiging sagot. Okay? So, next tayo. Question number 14. By the time the auditors arrive, the accountant blanked the financial report. So, anong tamang sagot dito? A, completes. B, has completed. C, had completed. D, will complete. So, anong sagot natin? Ayan. So, use the past perfect tense guys. Kasi the accountant finished the report before the auditors arrive. Okay? The earlier past actions uses had plus past participle. Kaya had plus past participle completed. Okay? So, letter C. Ayan. So, question number 15. Neither the department heads nor the regional director blank willing to approve the proposal without further review. Ayan. So, una nyong titignan dito kapag nakakita kayo ng neither nor. Ayan. So, hanapin nyo ngayon yung pinakamalapit na subject. Huwag nyong kakalimutan yan ha. So, ang subject natin dito ay yung regional director. So, kailangan guys, kung singular yan, singular din dapat yung i-take niya na verb. So, ang sagot natin dito ay C or is. Yan. Yan, so next na tayo guys. Question number 16. The committee refused to make a decision because the available evidence was too blank to justify any conclusion. Ayan. So, anong tamang sagot natin dito? Okay, so i-analyze natin ng mabuti ha. Yung committee daw, ni-refuse niya na magkaroon ng decision kasi nga, anong rason ng pag-refuse ng committee? So, hindi pa sila nagbigay ng decision because the available evidence was too insufficient. So, kulang pa guys yung ebidensya. So, hindi mo pa pwedeng, hindi ka pa pwede magkaroon ng decision kapag kulang pa yung ebidensya. Okay? So, number 16 yan. Kulang o hindi sapat. So, number 17. Which sentence is grammatically correct? A. Each of the employees have submitted the reports. Tandaan nyo guys ha. Each yan. Dapat singular yan. Dapat has ito. neither of the applicants were qualified for the position. Kapag neither and wala namang kapartner na nor, that is singular. So, dapat was din ito. Kaya mali rin yan. And for letter C naman, every member of the committee has expressed an opinion. Ayan. So, tama to. Every member of the committee, so singular yan. So, dapat has. So, tama itong choice C natin. Okay? Yan. So, the verb should be has, not have. Yan. So, letter C. And also guys, sa letter D, one of the students dapat has yan. Singular yan. Okay? So, question number 18. What does the expression once in a blue moon? Ayan. So, idiom ito, no? So, once in a blue moon, alam naman natin guys, kapag idioms, wag ililiteral, no? So, once in a blue moon, may ibang meaning yan, which is very rarely. Ayan. So, medyo malapit naman siya. Sa once in a blue moon kasi, parang bihira lang magkaroon ng blue moon, no? Or baka nga wala pa. So, very rarely. Ayan. So, question number 19. Ano ang pinakamalapit na kahulugan ng salitang masinop? Ayan. So, pag sinabing masinop ka, maingat ka, or matipid. Ayan. So, ginagamit yan guys sa kapag ang usapan ay pera, di ba? Masinop sa gastos, ganun. Yung paggamit niya ng pera, matipid siya. So, masinop siya. So, question number 20 guys. Ayan, so medyo mahaba-habang basa ito. Reading comprehension. So, may passage tayo dito. So, i-pause nyo muna kung gusto nyong basahin. Many organizations invest heavily in employee training because they recognize that a skilled workforce contributes to higher productivity, improve service quality, and greater customer satisfaction. However, training alone doesn't guarantee success. Employees must also be motivated to apply what they have learned and be given opportunities to develop their skills in the workplace. Ayan. So, kung nabasa nyo na guys, syempre, analyze nyo yung binasa nyo, di ba? So, sagutan natin itong tanong, which statement is best supported by the passage? Ayan. So, kailangan natin itong isa-isahin. A, employee training is unnecessary if workers are experienced. So, hindi naman sinabi to, no? So, hindi naman porket experience ka, hindi mo na kailangan ng training, di ba? Sa choice B naman, training guarantees organizational success. Ayan, kung binasa nyo lahat yan, guys, hindi siya guaranteed kasi merong ano dito saan na part yun. However, ayan no, however, training alone does not guarantee success. Ayan no, does not guarantee success. Kaya mali si choice B. Ngayon si choice C naman, employee development requires both training and motivation. Ayan, so binasa nyo naman, so naintindihan nyo. So letter C yung sagot natin. Both training and motivation yung kailangan. Okay? Ayan, so choice D naman, hindi naman to yung tamang sagot. Customer satisfaction depends solely on employee training. So, wala namang sinabing ganyan. So, X yan. So, for question number 21, the governor remained undaunted despite widespread criticism of his policies. The word undaunted most nearly means A, discouraged, B, fearless, C, confused, D, ashamed. Okay, so mapapansin naman sa choices guys, no? Puro mga negative words itong mga to. Iisa lang naman yung positive. And based kasi sa nabasa natin, so remained undaunted. And merong despite. Ibig sabihin, despite kahit na maraming criticism, maraming kumukontra sa kanya. So, since may despite dyan, so dapat positive na itong word na undaunted. Okay? So, natitirang sagot lang naman dito na positive is C, fearless. Okay? Ayan. So, hindi natatakot o hindi sumusuko. Yun yung definition ng undaunted. Okay? So, for question number 22, choose the word opposite in meaning to meticulous. Ayan. So, opposite guys tandaan nyo yan. So, pag sinabing meticulous, maingat. Ayan. So, maingat lalo na sa mga desisyon. Ayan. So, ang synonym ng meticulous guys, careful. Diba? Careful. Yan yung meaning niya. Pero since opposite yung hinahanap, ano ba yung ano dito? Opposite word ng meticulous. Ayan. So, ito, letter C. Negligent. Okay? Ayan. So, opposite yan ng meticulous, which means careless. So, for question number 23, because the proposal lacked supporting evidence, the committee considered it untenable. The word untenable means, ayan, so question number 23 yan ha. So, untenable means guys, it cannot be defended or supported because there isn't enough evidence. Diba? So, ibig sabihin kung kulang yung ebidensya, so unsustainable siya. It cannot be supported. Ayan. So, letter B. So, for number 24, had the documents blank submitted on time, the application would have been approved. So, anong gagamitin natin dito? Ayan. So, tandaan nyo guys ha, ang correct conditional form kapag mayroong had is had plus subject plus been plus past participle. Ayan ha. Had plus subject plus been plus past participle. Okay? Ayan. So, ang tamang sagot natin dyan is be or been. Ayan. So, next tayo guys. Question number 25. Every applicant, together with his supporting documents, blank carefully reviewed before the interview. Okay. So, ang true subject natin dito guys ay every applicant. Kapag nakikita kayo guys ng may kama, so, and may together, ganyan. So, hindi yan yung subject natin, no? So, the phrase together with his supporting documents kasi does not affect the verb. So, dito lang talaga tayo magbe-base. Ayan. So, tanggalable phrase to. Okay? So, anong tamang sagot? So, letter C kasi nga singular ito. Okay? Question number 26. Which sentence is grammatically correct? Ayan. A. No employee except the supervisor were informed of the change. Tama kaya yan? B. No employee except the supervisor was informed of the change. C. No employee except the supervisor have been informed of the change. And D. No employee except the supervisor are informed of the change. Ayan. So, anong tamang sagot natin dito guys? Ayan. So, no employee kasi guys ay singular. Ayan. So, pag sinabing singular, ang tamang verb natin dyan ay was. Okay? So, was ang tamang verb. So, mapapansin nyo naman guys, naka-plural form silang lahat. Ito lang yung singular. So, isa rin yun guys sa technique, no? Kapag nagsosolve kayo or nagsasagot kayo ng grammar. So, titignan nyo na lang, papansinin nyo na lang yung mga naiiba. So, possible na yun yung sagot, di ba? Yan. So, question number 27. Despite the manager's reassurance, the employees remained blank about the company's financial stability. So, pag merong despite guys, so strong contradiction yan, di ba? So, even after the manager reassured them, the employees were still, ayan, so dapat guys, negative na, di ba? So, still worried or anxious. So, ang tamang sagot dito ay apprehensive or ang meaning niyan ay nangangamba. Ayan. So, letter C. Question number 28. What does the idiom burn the midnight oil mean? Ayan. So, idiom to. So, tignan natin guys kung anong possible na sagot dito, no? Ayan. So, A, waste electricity. So, parang ang layo naman yan. And dapat hindi naman literal yan, no? Since midnight oil, hindi naman literal na yung oil talaga. So, mas malayo naman tong waste electricity. Sa B naman, study or work late into the night. Tama ba? May sense ba na yan yung meaning ng idiom natin? Yan. So, yes, yan yung meaning niya. Kasi nga, meron ng midnight dito. So, other meaning niya is to study or work late into the night. Start a fire accidentally. So, mali yan. Sleep very late. Yan. So, medyo malalayo na yung mga yan. So number 28 guys, it means mag-aral or magtrabaho hanggang gabi, or letter B tayo. Yan. So question number 29, what does the expression cross that bridge when you come to it mean? Okay. So cross that bridge when you come to it. So analyze natin ng mabuti, no? Then tingin tayo kung anong possible na meaning ng expression na yan. Okay? So A, solve every problem immediately. B, deal with the problem only when it actually arises. C, avoid making decisions. D, travel before making plans. Okay, so ang tamang sagot dito guys, letter B. Ayan. Why? Kasi ang ibig sabihin ng idiom na to, wag problemahin ang bagay na hindi pa nangyayari, 'di ba? Handle it when time comes. So letter B. Deal with a problem only kapag andyan na, 'di ba? Ayan. So sige, question number 30. Ano ang pinakamalapit na kahulugan ng salitang pagkakaisa? Ayan. So Filipino words to, so madali na lang sa inyo to. Very obvious yung sagot natin. Pagkakaisa or pagkakasundo. Ayan. So, question number 31, ano ang ibig sabihin ng idiomang may pakpak ang balita? Ayan, so idiom siya, so wag literal, no? So, lagi niyong napapanood to sa mga news, sa mga mosang na kapitbahay. Ayan. So, may pakpak ang balita. Ibig sabihin, guys, anong tamang sagot dito? Ayan. So, ibig sabihin, letter A, or mabilis kumalat ang balita. Diba? Lalo na kapag may mga chismosa. Ayun. So, next tayo. Which sentence contains an error? A, each of the recommendations has been evaluated. So, tama naman. Each, tsaka has. So, tama. B, the quality of the products has improved. The, tsaka has. So, tama naman. C, a number of employees was absent yesterday. Ayun. So, kapag guys, plural yan. Ayan, tatandaan nyo to ha. Kapag the, singular. Pwede nyong tignan yung choice B guys. The quality, ibig sabihin singular yan. Ayan. So, has. So, tama si choice B. Si choice C kasi is a or plural. Ayan. So, dapat guys ay were. Were ang sagot, ang tamang gamit natin dyan. Okay? So, neither answer is acceptable. So, tama rin naman si choice D. Kaya, ang may error lang talaga guys is si choice C. Okay? Okay, so next question tayo. The scientist's explanation was remarkably coherent, making the complex topic easy to understand. The word coherent most nearly means, ayan, so parang na-discuss na to nung ating last mock exam. So, coherent means maayos, malinaw, at magkakaugnay ang mga idea. So, meaning madaling maintindihan or logical. Ayan. So, letter A. Next question. If she blank more attentive during the orientation, she would not have committed the mistake. So, anong tamang sagot natin dito? Ayan. So, ito ay third conditional or past unreal condition. So, ang tamang pattern natin dito kapag merong if, plus, had, dapat, and been. Ayan. So, kapag may if, guys, had, tsaka, been. Okay? So, plus had been, plus would have, plus participle. Ayan. So, yan yung pagkakasunod-sunod niya. Okay? So, naintindihan ba? Past participle yung dulo, ito. So, had been yung tamang sagot. Kakasunod yan, guys. So, for question number 35. Yan. So, magbabasa na naman tayo, guys. Many organizations encourage innovation because it improves efficiency and competitiveness. However, innovation flourishes only when employees feel safe to express ideas without fear or ridicule or punishment. Which statement best expresses the author's passage? Ayan, so basahin natin yung mga choices. A, innovative depends primarily on advanced technology. B, a supportive work environment encourages innovation. C, competition discourages innovation. And D, employees should avoid taking risks. Ayan. So, kung binasa nyo mabuti guys, so, ma-analyze nyo yan. Ang tamang sagot ay letter B. A supportive work environment encourages innovation. Ayan. So, andito siya, oh. Ayan. Only when employees feel safe to express ideas without fear or of ridicule or punishment. Ayan. So, kailangan ng encouragement or work environment encouragement. Okay? So, question number 36. Based on the passage, innovation is most likely to occur when employees... Ayan. So, balikan natin guys yung passage natin. So, anong tamang sagot natin dito? Yan o. Sabi dito, innovation happens when employees feel safe to express their ideas. So, ang tamang sagot natin dito guys, feel psychologically safe to share ideas. Ayan. So, basahin lang naman ng mabuti guys. Yun lang naman yung technique doon. Basahin lang mabuti yung passage and hanapin nyo kung nasaan sa passage yung hinahanap. Okay? So, question number 37 na guys. Choose the word that best completes this sentence. Ayan. So, the director refused to make a blank decision until all relevant information had been verified. Ayan ha. So, anong pwedeng sagot natin dito? Ayan. So, pag sinabing hasty guys, so padalos-dalos. Okay? Padalos-dalos na decision. Hindi ka gagawa ng ganitong desisyon hanggat hindi pa verified ang information mo. So, ang tamang sagot guys is hasty. Ayan. So, meron kasing ano dito, saan yung keyword natin? Until. Ayan o. Hanggat. Hindi ka gagawa hanggat hindi verified yung information mo. So, basically, kailangan ano to, negative siya. So, padalos-dalos or hasty. So, mali ito, mali ito, mali ito. Ayan. So, question number 38. Ano ang kasalungat ng salitang masigasig? So, kasalungat guys. So, dapat alam nyo na kaagad ang masigasig. Positive word yan. So, basically, dapat negative yung sagot natin dito. So, A, masipag. B, masikap. C, tamad. D, matyaga. Ayan. So, obviously, tamad guys yung negative na word dyan. So, yan na yung sagot natin. Di ba? Okay. So, which sentence is grammatically correct? So, isa-isayin natin guys ha. Everyone who wishes to participate are required to register. Saan nagkamali? Yung are. Kasi nga, everyone. So, kapag merong everyone na subject, singular dapat yung gagamitin. Okay? Or singular form ng verb. Okay? So, sa choice B, everyone who wishes to participate is required to register. So, ito guys yung tama. Ayan. So, choice B. Okay? Sa choice C naman, is din yung ginamit, no? Pero saan nagkamali? Ito, si wishes, dito siya nagkamali. Okay? So, dapat may ES yan. And di naman everyone who wishes participate. Ayan, dito naman nagkamali guys, naka-ing siya. So, X rin to. So, ang tamang sagot natin ay si choice B. Everyone who wishes to participate is required to register. Okay? Ayan, so question number 40. Last tayo sa last question sa verbal ability. So magbabasa pa tayo. A society governed by laws depends not only on written rules but also on citizens who respect those rules. Even the most comprehensive legal system becomes ineffective if laws are ignored or applied inconsistently. Ayan. So, sana naintindihan natin guys yung passage ha. Wag lang puro basa. So, intindihin din natin. So, which conclusion is most strongly supported by the passage? Okay. So, isa-isayin natin ha. A, strict laws alone ensure justice. So, mapapansin mo na kagad sa mga choices, no? So, X na kagad si choice A. B, respect for and consistent enforcement of laws are essential for an effective legal system. So, ito yung tamang sagot, guys. So, mapapansin mo kasi yung medyo maayos na sagot. Ayan, so, kahit mag-base ka lang sa mga choices, alam mo na kagad. C, citizens should create their own laws. So, hindi pwede yan, di ba? Written laws are unnecessary if people are honest. Ayan, so, contradicting siya sa binasa nating passage. Ayan, so proceed na tayo guys sa ating mock test 3. Analytical ability naman. So number 41 tayo. Meron tayo dito ang number series. So 6, 13, 28, 59, and 122. So ano yung susunod dyan? So since increasing yan, ang possible na nangyari dyan, or ang possible na operation na nagamit ay addition or multiplication. So yung 6 guys naging 13. So anong possible na nangyari dyan? Okay? So pwede siyang nag times 2 plus 1, di ba? 6 times 2 plus 1, that is equal to 13. Okay? So medyo mahirap siyang ispatan, pero analyzation, practice lang and exposure sa mga ganitong problem, madali na lang siya kapag ganon, di ba? Ayan. So yung 13 naging 28. So kung nakikita naman natin dito ay times 2 plus 2. So 13 times 2, that is 26, plus 2, that is 28. And 28 guys, times 2, 56, and then plus 3 kaya naging 59. And 59 naman times 2. So pag times 2 mo yan, 118, tama? And then plus 4. Okay, so may pattern na tayo guys, no? So ang gagawin natin sa 1, 2, 2, kita times 2 lang natin. And then mag plus 5 tayo. Bakit? Based na rin guys sa pattern. Plus 1 yung nauna, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4. Therefore, plus 5 naman tayo ngayon. Okay? So 1, 2, 2 times 2, that is 144 plus 5. So sagot natin guys ay 149. So, wait lang, mali tayo dito. This is 244 dapat. Ayan. So letter B. Okay? So next, number series pa rin, 2, 5, 11, 23, 47. So ano naman guys yung naging pattern dito, no? So mapapansin nyo kasi increasing pa rin. So yun, ganun pa rin yung possible na pattern natin. Yung 2 naging 5. Either nag plus 3 ka lang naman dyan, no? Pero wala kasing consistent na pattern kung addition yung operation na gagamitin natin. So try pa rin natin guys yung solution natin kanina. Times 2 plus 1. Mukhang okay pa rin naman. Yung 5 naging 11. So times 2. Then plus 1 pa rin, no? So parang meron tayong pattern doon. Tama ba? Tama ba itong pattern natin? Okay. So 11 times 2 plus 1 pa rin. Yan, consistent nga. 23 times 2 plus 1. So basically guys, yung 47 na last number natin, i-times 2 lang natin and then mag plus 1 tayo. So 47 times 2 guys, that is 94. Plus 1, so that is equal to 95. Okay? So letter C. Ayan, so meron naman tayong letter series. Ayan, so ang technique natin dito guys, kapag hindi natin gamay or medyo malalayo na, hindi na pwedeng i-mental, so pwede naman nating isulat lahat ng letters natin or yung alphabet natin. Ayan. E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Ayan. So yung unang letter guys, andito si C. So pumunta siya sa F, no? So magbibilang lang tayo. 1, 2, 3. 3 steps. Si F naman papuntang K. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 steps. Si K naman papuntang R. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 steps. Si R papuntang A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ayan. So 9 steps. So may pattern tayo guys, no? So 3, 5, 7, 9. Yung pattern natin dito sa given. So obviously guys, ang next dito ay plus 11 na. Or 11 steps from letter A. Ayan. Kasi siya yung last na letter. So magbibilang lang tayo guys ng 11 steps. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, pang 11 guys, si letter L. So, sagot natin dito ay letter L or C. Okay, so next naman guys. If civil is coded as EKXKN, how is service coded? Ayan. So, sulat lang natin, civil naging EK X K N. So, paano naging ano yan? Paano na-code ng ganyan? So, si C, CDE. So, 2 steps lang, no? Nalalagtawan si D. I, nalagtawan si J, kaya naging K. UV, W, nalagtawan si W, tapos naging X. I, J, so pareho lang dito. L, M. Ayan. So, basically guys, yung pattern is lalagtaw lang tayo ng isang letter. So, sa service naman, ayan. So, STU. Ayan. So, malalagtawan si T. Yung next is U. E, F. So, yung next dito ay G. R, S, T. Ano to? V ba to? Ayan. So, V nga ito. So, V, W, X. I, J, K, C, D, E, E, F, G. Ayan. So, ito guys, yung sagot natin, hanapin na lang natin sa choices. U, G, T, X, K, E, G. Tama ba si choice A? Ayan. So, si choice A yung tamang sagot. Okay. So, ano naman tayo dito? Analogy. Ayan. So, try natin to ha. Blueprint is to building as constitution is to blank. So, anong tamang sagot natin dyan? So, alam naman natin guys, kailangan nating alamin yung relationship ng mga given words natin, no? Lalo na kapag analogy. So, kunin lang natin guys yung relationship niya and kung ano man yung ginamit or yung relationship niya sa given na word, gagamitin natin dito sa isang word dito para makuha natin yung sagot. Okay? So, a blueprint is the plan for building a building. Ayan. So, para makabuild ka ng building, kailangan mong may blueprint ka or may plano ka. Likewise, yung constitution naman is the fundamental plan or framework para sa government. Okay? Gets ba yun? Yung constitution, yun yung kumbaga basis ng lahat, di ba? Yun yung plano. Kaya merong napatayong government. Ayan. So, same lang naman sila ng ano dito, relationship. Okay? So, next. Compass is to direction as budget is to blank. Ayan. So, anong relationship guys ng compass at saka direction? Ayan. So, a compass guides your direction or sinasabi niya yung direction mo. So, likewise guys, ganun din naman yung budget guides you from your spending, di ba? Ayan, yung budget naman is for spending. Okay? Hindi naman pwedeng ang binibigay ni budget ay hindi mo ginagastos yung budget. So, hindi naman pwedeng wealth, hindi naman pwedeng salary, hindi naman pwedeng taxation. So, ang pinakamalapit na sagot dyan is spending. Ayan. So, ano ba yung naging analogy natin doon? Yung guides or yung guidance, okay? So, next tayo guys. For 47, evidence is to judgment as data is to blank. Okay? So, evidence guys. Yan. So, evidence examine to reach a judgment. Kung merong ebidensya, matutuloy yung judgment or ma-analyze mo, magkakaroon ka ng judgment by the use of the evidence. Okay? Or by the help of the evidence given. Yan. So, ano naman guys kapag data? Ayan. So, in the same way naman guys, yung data analyze to arrive conclusion. Okay? Ayan. So, analyze or analysis. So, letter B tayo. Okay. So, question number 48. Policy is to governance as procedure is to blank. So, ano ba yung policy guys? Yan. So, ang policy it guides the governance. Kapag may policy ka, ginaguide niya yung governance. And same lang naman dito, yung procedure. Ayan. So, yung procedure naman guides the implementation. Okay? Ayan. So, letter A yung tamang sagot natin. Okay, so question number 49. Oath is to duty as signature is to blank. Ayan. So, oath is to duty. So, ano bang ginagawa natin kapag meron tayong duty? 'Di ba, nag-o-oath tayo or sumusumpa tayo, 'di ba? So, an oath shows commitment to a duty. So, same lang din yung signature shows agreement. So, pumipirma ka dahil sa isang agreement. Okay? So, parang patunay ito na katibayan, no, sa isang agreement. So, letter A tayo. Okay, so letter or number 50. Transparency is to accountability as secrecy is to blank. Okay? So, anong connection or anong relationship ng transparency sa accountability? Ayan. So, kapag transparent ka guys, syempre it builds accountability, no? Open ka, ganun. So, syempre open ka. So, yun nga, it builds accountability. So, paano naman kapag secrecy or sikreto or patago yung mga ano natin? Yan. So, nagkakaroon naman yan or nabibuild naman yung ating suspicion. Di ba? So, kapag puro secret na lang, hindi pinapakita. So, for example na lang sa government, kapag transparent yung isang government official, syempre nagkakaroon tayo ng trust, di ba? How about sa secrecy? Ayan. So, nagkakaroon naman tayo ng suspicion or pagdududa, di ba? So, letter B yung sagot natin. Okay, so number 51. So, syllogism ata to. All qualified applicants pass the screening. Ayan, so gawa natin to guys ng Venn diagram, no? Para mas maintindihan natin. So, all yung keyword, all qualified applicants. So, all qualified applicants, so QA na lang, pass the screening. So, all, sakop lata, since all yung keyword natin, pass screening. Ayan. Some past applicants were invited for interview. Ayan. So, lahat daw or some naman yung keyword some past applicants were invited for interview. So, invited, interview. Ayan. So, I na lang. Which conclusion is definitely true? Okay? So, isa-isayin natin to All interviewed applicants were qualified. Andito yung interviewed applicants Saan ba part yun? Ito yung applicants pala. Okay? Ito yung invited for interview. So, all interview applicants were qualified. Ayan. So, based naman dito guys sa Venn diagram natin, mali naman siya, di ba? So, hindi naman siya nasakop. Wala namang nasakop dyan lahat. Okay? So, X ito. Sa choice B naman, some qualified applicants were invited for interview. Some qualified applicants were invited for interview. So, hindi siya guaranteed, no? So, based na rin sa Venn diagram natin, kapag some kasi, kailangan may mag-overlap na part. So, wala naman kasi siyang sinabi. And magkalayo naman sila dito. Kaya X pa rin ito. C, all qualified applicants pass the screening. Ayan. So, nag-solve pa tayo, nag-drawing pa tayo. Mababasa naman natin ito based doon sa first statement. Ayan, no? Ayan. So, kung makita nyo kagad, maganda, di ba? So, letter C na yung sagot natin. And so, if every document with missing pages is rejected and document X was not rejected, what can be validly concluded? Ayan, so conclusion. Okay, so i-drawing natin to, no? So, sa tingin ko naman, wala dyan yung ano. Ayan, so mas maganda i-drawing pa rin natin para mas maintindihan natin. Okay? Every document with missing pages is rejected kapag yung document mo ay missing pages, rejected ka. Okay? And document X was not rejected. Kung yung document X mo ay hindi rejected or okay dito, di wala siyang missing pages, di ba? So, kung pumasa siya dito, wala siyang missing pages. So, ang sagot natin dito, document X had no missing pages. Yan yung conclusion natin. Okay? Number 53. In a row of 5 officers, Lina is immediately left of Marco. Ayan So, ilinya lang natin sila, i-arrange natin. So, from left to right. left dito, right dito. Okay, so 5 sila. Si Lina immediately left of Marco. Kung andito si Marco, nasa left niya si Lina. Okay? Nora is right of Marco. So andito si Nora. But left of Paulo. Okay, so ibig sabihin, andito si Paulo, nasa left niya si Nora. Okay? Nora is right of Marco, so tama, but left of Paulo. Oscar is at the far left. Andito daw sa pinaka-left si Oscar. So ito guys yung arrangement natin, 'di ba? Ayan. So who is in the middle? Ayan. So obviously si Marco, 'di ba? Siya yung nasa gitna. So letter B. Question number 54, which statement contains faulty reasoning? Ayan. So all clerks are employees. Ana is a clerk, therefore Ana is an employee. Alam nyo guys, yung mga ganitong question, dapat, ano na lang to, common sense na lang to, di ba? So, madali lang naman kasi. Yan, so isa-isayin natin ha. All clerks are employees. Ana is a clerk. Therefore, si Ana ay employee, di ba? Kahit intindihin mo lang na mabuti yung tanong, hindi mo na kailangang i-drawing pa. Lahat ng clerk ay employee. Si Ana ay clerk, edi si Ana ay employee, di ba? Therefore, Ana is an employee. Tama ba yun, guys? Tama siya. Yan. Pero hindi pa yun yung tamang sagot, ha? Kasi ang tinatanong dito ay faulty reasoning or saan yung mali dito. Diba? So, kailangan nating mahanap yun, guys, ha? So, sabi naman, all reports need review. This is a report. Therefore, this needs review. Ayan, no? So, obviously naman kasi, lahat ng report ay kailangang i-review. I-report ito. Edi yung report na yan, kailangang i-review. So, therefore, this needs review. Or yung report needs review. So, still tama pa rin yan. Okay? Choice C naman. All supervisors are employees. Ben is an employee. Therefore, ano yung conclusion dyan? Ayan ha. Ito yung mali dyan. Okay? So, kapag ang keyword nyo ay all, wag nyong i-reverse yan. Tulad dito ha. All supervisors are employees. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin all employees are supervisors. Mali yan ha, mali yan. Okay? So, Ben is an employee. Yan, sige, drawing natin to kasi parang maganda to ah. Saan ba? Ito na lang. Lahat ng supervisors ay employee. Si Ben ay employee. Therefore, si Ben ba ay supervisor? Tama ba yun, guys? Mali. Sabi ko nga kanina, kapag all yung keyword, hindi mo pwedeng baliktarin. Di ba? So, X na yan. Or siya na yung tamang sagot natin kasi faulty na yung reasoning niya eh. Ayan. So, tuloy lang natin si choice D. No expired permit is valid. This permit is expired. Ayan o. So, ibig sabihin, hindi na valid yun. Di ba? Kasi expired na yung permit niya eh. Gets nyo ba? No expired permit is valid. E kung na-expire yung permit mo, hindi na siya valid. So, tama pa rin itong reasoning sa choice D. So, ang tamang sagot guys, si choice C. Okay? Ayan. So, question number 55. 4 candidates A, B, C, and D took an exam. Ayan. So, i-arrange lang natin sila, no? From highest to lowest. Okay? A scored higher than B. Si A daw, mas marami siyang nakuha kaysa kay B. So, nasa baba si B. Highest to lowest. Okay? C scored lower than B but higher than D. So, C daw, mas mababa kay B pero mas mataas naman kay D. So, basically, ito yung arrangement natin from highest to lowest. Who scored second to the highest? Ayan. So, kung ito yung nauna, ito yung pangalawa. So, sagot natin ay C, letter B. Okay? If the statement, some officials are lawyers, is true, which statement must also be true? Ayan. So, tandaan nyo guys, ang all, di ba, isa-isayin natin. Yung all cannot be reversed. Yung no, pwede. Can be reversed. And yung some naman guys, pwede lang rin basta some lang din. Okay? Ayan. So, tingnan natin ha. For example, bakit hindi pwedeng i-reverse si all? All officials are lawyers. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin all lawyers are officials. Mali yan. Okay? So, yung no, bakit pwedeng i-reverse yung no? No officials are lawyers. So, ibig sabihin guys, no lawyers are officials. So, pwedeng baliktarin since no naman yung keyword. And yung some guys, pwede lang din naman. So, ang tamang sagot natin dito, some officials are lawyers, pwedeng some lawyers are officials. So, pwedeng baliktarin yan. So, si choice B ang sagot natin. Question number 57, a permit is approved only if all requirements are complete. The permit was approved. Ayan na. So, analyze natin ng mabuti. Yung permit daw ay ma-approve only kapag merong kompletong requirements, di ba? Yung permit niya ay na-approve, therefore, kompleto yung requirements niya. Kasi na-approve nga, di ba? Na-meet niya yung requirements. So, hanapin natin guys yung tamang sagot. All requirements were complete. Ayan, so letter A. Ayan, so question number 58. Which pair has the same logical relationship as cause and effect? Ayan. So, ano yung tamang sagot natin dito, guys? Yan na. So, yung cause kasi, merong cause kasi nga, merong effect kasi merong cause. Ayan. So, parang bunga lang ba? 'Di ba? So, sanhi tsaka bunga. Ayan. So, tignan natin na kung ano yung pwedeng same na logical relationship dito sa mga questions. Okay? A, law, tsaka court. So, hindi rin naman pwede yan. Hindi naman magkapareho sa sanhe tsaka bunga na ano natin, na relationship natin. Question saka answer. Tama ba ito, guys? Yan. So, iwan muna natin na kasi parang logical yung choice B eh. Sa choice C naman, seed tsaka plant. Tama ba yun guys? Yung seed tsaka plant? Yan. So parang tama rin kasi no? So letter D naman, teacher tsaka student. So mali lang din naman. Ayan. So anong possible na sagot natin dito? May cause. Kung may cause, may effect. Kapag may effect, syempre merong cause. Diba? Ayan. So parang salitan sila. Pwede silang magkabaliktad. Cause. Kapag may cause, ang epekto niyan, syempre, merong effect. And kapag may effect naman, may pinagmulan na cause. Ayan, so tignan natin ha. Medyo nakakalito kasi ito. Kapag merong question, ayan, so kapag merong question, merong answer, 'di ba? So kapag meron namang seed, meron din namang plant, 'di ba? So anong pipiliin natin? Ayan. So, sa actual exam guys, I suggest kung saan yung pinakamalapit na sa tingin nyo, pinakamalapit na sagot dito, yun yung piliin nyo. Ayan. So, sa analogy, kailangan pareho ang relationship ng first pair, di ba? Ito kasing choice B guys, magkaugnay sila pero hindi laging ang question ang cause ng answer. Gets nyo ba guys? Hindi laging question ang cause ng answer. Ito ay may mas prompt or response na relationship. Prompt tsaka response yung relationship nila. Okay? Unlike na ang sa seeds tsaka plant, ang pinagmumulan o dahilan ng plant ay mismong sa seed. Ayan. So, pareho silang may cause and result relationship. Cause and result relationship. Ayan. So, choice C yung pipiliin natin. Yan guys ha. Intindihin nyo mabuti yung bakit hindi si choice B ha. Ayan. So, hindi laging ang question ang cause ng answer. Yun yung explanation. Okay? Ayan. So, question number 59. Okay. If no honest auditor falsifies records and Raul is an honest auditor, which conclusion follows? Ayan ha. If no honest auditor falsifies records, wala daw honest na auditor ang nagpa-falsify ng records. Si Raul ay honest, di hindi siya nagpa-falsify ng record, di ba? Raul does not falsify records. And so common sense naman siya, guys. Intindihin nyo lang mabuti. Okay, so question number 60. A rule states If an employee is late 3 times, a written warning is issued. Carla received no written warning. Ayan, no? Kapag daw ang employee ay na-late ng 3 beses, mawawarningan siya. Kung si Carla hindi na warningan, edi hindi pa siya nalilate ng 3 beses. 'Di ba? So Carla was late fewer than 3 times. Ayan, no? Ayan. So yan yung pinakamalapit na assumption natin, ha. Itong Carla was never late naman, medyo malayo naman siya. Mas malapit ito kasi minention talaga yung 3 times, which is yung condition nun sa una. Ayan. So choice B. Ayun, no? So meron tayo ditong data interpretation. So meron tayo ditong picture, may mapa, may daan. Meron tayo ditong 4 na building, library, market, bank, hospital, and then meron din tayong Central Park dito. And may mga pangalan nitong mga street natin, no? Ayan, so i-analyze natin tong data, guys, para masagutan natin yung tinatanong. Which location is directly south of the library? Ayan, so wala kasi tayong compass dito, no? So alam naman kasi natin, guys, ayan, ha. Ito is north, yung sa baba is south, ito ay east, and ito naman si west. Okay? So basically yung south, guys, yung nasa baba niya. So anong nasa baba ni library? Si market. So letter C. Yan, so same figure pa rin naman, question number 62. So which 2 places are located along Park Road? Ayan, so daan tong Park Road, ah. So saan ba yung Park Road? Andito sa taas. Ayan, so dalawang lugar daw ang located along Park Road. Ayan, no? Ito naman, yung dalawang malapit sa kanila. Si library, tsaka si hospital. So, letter B. Okay, so number 63, medyo mabilis lang to, no? If a person travels from the market to the Central Park using Main Street, what is the total distance? From the market, saan ba yung market? Andito. Dadaan daw siya to the Central Park. Ayan, no? Kung galing ka dito, dadaan ka papunta dito. Dito yung ano mo, no? Pupuntahan mo using Main Street. Andito yung Main Street, ha. What is the total distance? Ayan. So kung same lang naman to, given naman na 3 km dito, syempre 3 km na rin dito. Ayan. So kapag tinotal natin yan, 3 plus 3, that is 6 kilometers. Okay? Ayan. So another data interpretation, but this time, combination ng dalawa, no? So meron tayo ditong bar graph and meron ding line graph. So yung kulay blue, guys, so makikita nyo naman dito, basahin nyo lang naman. Yung kulay blue, sales in thousands. So andito siya, yung mga bar graph kasi kulay blue. Yun yung mga sales natin. And yung green naman na line graph, yan yung profit in thousand. Okay? So yan yung profit niya. So basahin natin yung tanong, ha. What was the store's total sales? Sales yung keyword. Pansinin natin si bar graph or yung kulay blue for the 6-month period. Ayan. So total sales, ha. So i-add lang naman natin lahat ng mga values nila. 150, 200, 120, 180, 250, tsaka 160. Ayan. So medyo madami-dami to, ha. Wala akong space para mag-add. Sige. So i-add nyo na lang to. So 150 plus 200 plus 120 plus 180 plus 250 plus 160. Ilan yan? Okay. So, unahin natin to. 120, 180. That is 300, 500. Ito, 750, 900. 1,060,000. Tama? Tama ba, guys? Ayan. So, tama naman yan. So, letter C. During which month did the store record the highest sales? Ayan. So, sales yung hinahanap. Pero, mapapansin nyo, obvious naman, kahit sales naman yan or profit, pareho namang mataas siya sa month of May. Ayan. So, month of May or letter C. What was the profit in March? Saan si March? Andito siya. Ang tinatanong yung profit, yung kulay green. So, yung line graph tayo magbe-base. So that is 20 or in 1,000, that is 20,000. So letter A tayo. By how much did the sales increase from January to February? Sales tayo Itong graph tayo. So ito yung January, ito naman yung February. How much did the sales increase? Ilan yung tinaas niya? So obviously, pag pinag-minus nyo yan, 200 minus 150, that is 50,000. Okay? What was the total sales from January to March? Total sales, so yung graph, no, yung bar graph. January to March, so andito. So i-add lang natin tong tatlo. 150 plus 200 plus 120. So that is 350 plus 120, 470. Tama? Yan. So 470,000. So letter B. So meron tayo ditong abstract reasoning, no? So minsan naglalagay na rin si Civil Service Commission ng ganitong tanungan. Ayan. So papansin nyo guys, meron tayo ditong isang block. Then sa second figure, still andun pa rin naman yung isang block pero nadagdagan lang ng isa sa taas, isa sa side. Sa pangatlong figure, ganun rin. Andun pa rin yung original block kaso dalawa na to, dalawa na rin tong nasa side. And then ganun lang rin yung pattern, naging tatlo na dito, naging tatlo na rin sa side. Therefore guys, yung pattern natin dapat meron pa rin yung original and dapat apat na yung andito. Apat na rin yung andito. So, saan ba yan, guys? Andito siya. Si choice C. Ayan. So, apat yung andyan. Apat yung andyan. And then, meron yung base natin na block. So, letter C. Ayan. So, meron tayo ditong cylinder. So, cylinder 1, merong medyo konting laman na tubig. Plus, yung unknown na cylinder 2 natin. And ito yung result. So, anong cylinder guys, anong volume ng tubig ang kailangan nating madagdag para makuha natin yung result na ganito. Yan, so more on estimation lang to, no, since wala namang values. Yan, so tignan na lang natin guys kung anong mas logical na sagot dito sa mga choices. Kapag ito guys, si choice A, mapapansin nyo, medyo puno na siya, di ba? So kapag dinagdag nyo to, so obviously, puno na dapat. And dito naman kasi, hindi naman kasi napuno itong result natin, di ba? So, X yan. Kasi pag dinagdag mo yan, so sobra na. Sa choice B naman guys, ang mapapansin natin dito, medyo mababa siya, di ba? So, kapag dinagdagan mo yan ng medyo ganito, konti. So, sa tingin ko, more than half lang. So, hindi siya aabot sa gantong level. Di ba? So, X pa rin yan. Sa choice C naman, mas mataas na naman. So, obviously, kapag dinagdagan mo yan, edi aapaw na or so sobra na. So, X pa rin. So, letter D naman, so medyo nasa kalahati na part. So, kung idadagdag mo yan, dadagdagan mo lang rin ng ganito na level. So, ayan. So, medyo okay naman siya. Pasok naman siya dito na result. So, choice D yung tamang sagot natin. Okay? Okay, so tapos na tayo guys sa analytical ability. So, dito naman tayo sa numerical ability. Question number 71. A contractor completed 3/8 of a road on Monday and 1/4 on Tuesday. What fraction of the road remains unfinished? Ayan. So, papansinin natin yan, guys. Ilan yung fraction ng unfinished, ha? So, syempre, para malaman natin yung unfinished, alamin muna natin yung mga completed na or tapos na. So, yung una, 3/8. Yung pangalawa, 1/4. So, basically, i-add lang natin yan. Okay? So, para mag-add guys ng ganitong fraction na hindi magkapareho yung denominator, ang gagawin mo dyan, syempre, pagparehuin mo muna yung denominator niya. So, pwedeng cross-multiply or para mas madali, pwede mo namang i-times 2 na lang yung numerator and denominator. So, kumbaga, expand mo lang kasi naka-lowest term ito. So, same lang naman guys ang 1/4 tsaka 2/8. Diba? So, times 2 mo lang yung numerator na 1, naging 2. Yung 4 times 2, naging 8. Ayan. So, multiplier niya, kumbaga. Ayan. So, pag in-add natin yan, guys, that is equal to 5/8. Yan na yung finish road. Diba? Ngayon, ang tinatanong yung fraction ng hindi pa finish or yung unfinished. So, basically, guys, i-minus mo lang naman yan sa 1. 1 kasi guys represents yung 100% na work natin or yung finish work natin. Okay? So, kumbaga kung ano to, kung pi ito, ayan, hatiin natin ito ng 8, kumbaga pizza, no? Ayan. Yung 5/8 guys, ibig sabihin shaded yung 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ngayon ang tinatanong yung unfinished or yung hindi shaded. Ilan ba yung hindi shaded guys? 'Di ba tatlo? That is 3/8. So pwede mong i-double check guys, 1 minus 5/8 that is equal to 3/8. And yung 1 guys, pwede mong i-express yan as 8/8. Pareho lang naman yan. 8 pa rin naman yan. Ayan. So, minus ito. Kaya nakuha yung 3/8. Guys ha. So, na-explain ko na rin gamit yung figure natin. So, sana naintindihan na ninyo. So, B yung tamang sagot. Question number 72. A government office purchased 24 printers for 432,000 pesos. At the same rate, how much will 15 printers cost? Ayan. So, para mas mabilis yung pagsosolve natin guys, kapag nakita kayo ng maraming zero, like ko itong sinasabi sa mga reviewin natin, ang papansinin nyo lang yung mga non-zero numbers natin. Since same lang din naman dito, marami lang rin namang zero yung nasa choices natin. So, what if i-cancel nyo na lang yan, di ba? And tingin na lang kayo mamaya sa choices. Okay? So, kapag 24 na printers, nagkakahalaga ng 432,000. So, ilan naman daw kapag printers na? Ay, kapag 15 printers na. So, obviously, mas mababa na yung presyo niya kasi mas kumonti na yung bibilhin mong printer eh. Di ba? So, direct proportion to. Di ba? So, equate lang natin. 24/15, yan yung ratio ng ating printers equal to yung ratio naman ng cost niya. So, 432 over X or yung unknown kapag 15 na printers naman. So, direct proportion. Ito yung tawag dyan. Okay? So, may dalawang paraan guys para ma-solve to. Pwedeng cross-multiply. Pero mas madali yung paikutin na lang natin. So, 432, i-divide natin dyan. And then, saka nating i-multiply sa 15. Okay? Ayan. So, 432 divided by 24. That is 1 times 24, so 24. So, magiging 3, so 9, 19, no? Pag pinag-minus, then bring down 2. Okay. So, ilan yan? 192 divided by 24. So, try natin si 8, ha? 8 times 4, 32. Carry 3. 8 times 2 plus 3, that is 19. Ayun, so taso sakto, no? So, 18, guys. Yung 18 na nakuha natin dito, i-multiply pa natin dito ng 15. Ayan. So, 18 times 15, ilan yan? 5 times 8 is 40. 5 times 1 plus 4, that is 9. 1 times 18, that is 18. Then, just add. Okay? Ayan. So, mali. So, 0, 17, carry 1. So, 270. Tingin tayo sa choices. Letter C. Ayan. So, letter C yung tamang sagot natin. Okay? Question number 73. A water tank is 40% full. After adding 180 liters, it becomes 70% full. What is the tank's capacity? Ayan ha. So, medyo tricky itong problem guys kung hindi kayo sanay or hindi kayo hindi nyo gamay itong pag-compute ng percentage, no? So, from 40% kasi, naging 70%. Diba? So, ilan guys yung nadagdag? Ayan. So, nadagdag ay 30%. Therefore, yung volume na nadagdag ay yung 180, yan is 180 or yan yung 30% na nadagdag. Diba? 40 naging 70, nadagdag ng 30%. And ang dinagdag mo dito, kaya naging 70%, 180. Therefore, ang 180 guys ay 30% ng capacity ng tank. Ngayon, paano natin makukuha yung tank's capacity? Okay? So, pwede na natin gamitin ito. I-equate na lang natin to. Diba? So, 30% of the tank's capacity or let's say variable C na lang, 30% of the capacity of the tank is equal to 180. So, paano ba mag-compute guys ng ganito? Siyempre, i-divide lang natin pareho ng 30%. Para makancel si 30%, C na lang yung matitira. And 30% guys, same lang naman yan sa 0.3 kapag ginawang decimal. And sabi ko nga kanina, para hindi kayo mahirapan guys, yung mga non-zero numbers na lang yung kunin yung i-divide. So, 18 divided by 3, that is 6. Tingin sa choices, saan yung may 6 dyan? Si letter B. So, basically guys, ang sagot 180 divided by 0.3, that is 600 liters. Yan yung capacity ng tank natin. Di ba madali lang? Okay. A cashier counted 1,450 using only 50 pesos and 100 pesos bills. If there were 20 bills in all, how many were 100 peso bills? Ayan. So, nakabilang guys yung cashier natin ng 1,450 gamit yung dalawang bill. So, meron kasi tayong dalawang bill dito, no, na ginamit. Yung tig 50 tsaka tigwa 100. Ayan. So, ilan guys yung 100 dyan kapag 20 bills lang yung meron tayo or 20 pieces bills lang. Okay? Yan. So, syempre gagawa tayo ng dalawang equation dito. Let's say yung X is the 50 peso bill. Yung Y naman ay yung 100 peso bill. So, gagawa natin ng equation yan. X plus Y is equal to, ilang bills yan? 20. So, first equation natin yan. Second equation, yung mga cost naman niya. Okay? So, yung una, di ba, 50 peso bill. So, 50x plus yung Y naman 100 peso bill. So, 100y. And ang total daw na nabilang ng cashier ay 1,450. So, yan yung ating second equation. So, madali na lang to guys kasi meron na tayong dalawang equation. So, ang gagawin na lang natin is mag-plug in tayo ng values. Okay? So, mag-isolate tayo guys ng isang value dito, no? Since ang hinahanap natin is yung 100 or si variable y. So, dapat guys, ang matira lang dito ay yung variable y. So, equate natin itong y guys or i-isolate natin sa first equation. So, yung first equation natin na x plus y is equal to 20, magiging y na lang yung nasa left side. Ililipat natin si x sa kabila. So, y is equal to 20 minus x. Yan na yung first equation natin. And yan yung ipa-plug in natin sa second equation. Okay? Ayan. So, medyo nagkamali lang pala tayo. Dapat x pala yung maiwan. Palitan lang natin ha. Okay. So, x dapat yung maiwan para matira si y mamaya. So, magiging x is equal to 20 minus y. Okay? So, pareho lang naman. Nilipat lang natin si y sa kabila. Kaya naging minus y. So, i-plug in natin guys yung value ni x, 20 minus y. So, 50 times 20 minus y. Kasi yan na yung value ni x. Plus 100y is equal to 1,450. So, i-distribute natin to guys. 50 times 20. Ilan yan? That is 1,000 ba? So, 1,000 minus 50y plus 100y is equal to 1,450. So, combine like terms, 100 minus 50, magiging 50y na lang, di ba? So, 50y na lang yan. And itong 1,000 guys, ililipat natin sa kabila. So, magiging 1,450 minus na siya. Ayan. So, 50y is equal to 1,450 minus 1,000 yan. So, 450 na lang. Okay? Yan. So, ilipat lang natin dito kasi hindi na magkasya. So, 50y is equal to 450. Para ma-isolate tong y, i-divide natin both side ng 50. Cancel si 50, y na lang yung matitira. So, pwedeng i-cancel yung dalawang 0 sa dulo. 45 divided by 5, that is equal to 9. So, letter B. Ayan. So, medyo mahirap ba guys? Sakto lang naman, di ba? Okay. A product's price increased by 15% and was later reduced by 15%. Compared with the original price, the final price is, ayan. So, kapag guys, nakakita kayo ng dalawang percent, no? Either nag-increase or nag-decrease. So, ang papansinin nyo dyan, yung naunang condition. So, since nag-increase siya and kapag magkapareho yung mga percent, automatic guys, hindi na yan magkapareho ng result, no? After mo i-increase and i-decrease yung isang number, hindi na yan magkapareho. Okay? Ayan. So, anong mangyayari? Try natin ng isang number Mag-isip ko yun ng kahit anong number. So, para sa akin, ang pinakamadaling number kasi is 100. Kapag in-increase mo ng 15% yung 100, ang sagot dyan 115. Diba? Kasi dadagdagan mo lang ng 15 eh. And then yung 115, kapag i-decrease mo pa, kasi dalawang condition, diba? Increase mo, then later reduce or decrease mo. Diba? So, kapag dinecrease mo ng 15%, yung 115, I'm very sure, bababa yan. Kahit itry nyo. Kahit itry nyo yan. Diba? Kasi 115, kapag dinecrease mo ng 15%, diba? Ito times mo siya ng 0.85. Diba? Kapag nagre-reduce tayo, 100% minus 15%, 85% na lang kasi nag-decrease ka. So, 0.85. So, kapag minultiply mo to guys, I'm very sure, bababa na to sa 100. Ayan check natin 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 1 plus 2, that is 7. 5 times 1 is 5. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 1 plus 4, that is 12. Carry 1. 8 times 1 plus 1, that is 9. So, 5, 7, 7, 9. And then, dalawang decimal places. So, mag-move lang din tayo ng dalawa. So, pansin nyo guys, 100 yung original natin. Nag-increase tayo ng 15%, naging 115. And then, nung nag-decrease tayo ng 15%, hindi bumalik sa original na 100. Bumaba na siya. 'Di ba? So, ang sagot natin dito ay lower na. Ayan. Ayan. So, 3 consecutive integers have a sum of 96. What is the largest integer? Ayan. So, lagi kong tinuturo to guys 3 consecutive integers, ibig sabihin tatlong magkakasunod na positive integer, have a sum of 96. So, kapag inad mo yan, that is equal to 96. What is the largest number? So, ang technique dito guys, yung 96, i-divide mo lang sa kung ilan yung consecutive na number. So, dito given siya which is 3. So, kapag dinivide mo ng 3 yan, that is 32. Tama? Yung 32 na sagot mo dyan guys, always mong ilalagay sa gitna. Kahit anong mangyari guys, kapag nag-divide ka, always nasa gitna. Ano ba yung susunod na integer sa 32? Diba 33? And before 32, meron tayong positive integer dyan na 31. So, pwede nyong i-double check to guys. 31 plus 32 plus 33, that is equal to 96. And ang hinahanap guys is yung largest integer natin. So, obviously, siya si 33. Diba? So, letter C. Okay? So, question number 77. A worker's salary increase from 28,000 to 32,200. What is the percent increase? Ayan. So, meron tayong formula dito. Percent increase or percent decrease. That is the difference of two given numbers over yung old value. So, pag sinabing difference, mas malaki minus mas maliit. So, 32,200 minus 28,000. Asan yung old value dyan? Yung original value. Nung hindi pa na-i-increase or na-decrease. So, ito yung original value natin, si 28,000. Yan yung old value. Okay? And itong 32,000, since na-increase na, yan yung new value natin. So, ilagay lang natin, guys, yung old value, that is 28,000. Okay? Ayan. So, dito na lang natin ilagay. 32,2 minus 28,000. Ilan yan? 4,2. Di ba? Over yung nasa denominator natin, 28,000. Ayan. So, para mas madali, mag-cancel tayo ng zeros. Isa, dalawa. So, dalawa lang din i-cancel natin sa baba. 42 over 280. Ayan. So, i-divide natin yan para makuha natin yung percentage. 42 divided by 280. Okay? So, mas mababa si 42. Kailangan nating maglagay ng decimal point. So, maglalagay tayo ng 0 dyan. So, 420 divided by 280, that is 1. Diba? So, 1 times 280 is 280. Kapag pinag-minus natin yan, Ito magiging 3, ito magiging 12. So 0, 4, 140. And then pwede lang ulit tayo magdagdag ng another 0. Okay? So, anong next dito? 1/4 divided by 280. That is 5. So, 5 times 280 guys, that is 1,400. So, 0 na to. So, yung 0.15 natin guys, para maging percentage yan, kasi naka-decimal pa, di ba? So, i-move lang natin ng 2 beses papuntang kanan. So, 15% na siya. So, letter B. A bus traveled 240 kilometers in 4 hours. If it maintained the same speed, how far would it travel? So, sa first condition, given si distance, given si time. So, ano yung wala? Si speed. So, isolve lang natin using our formula. Speed is equal to distance over time. Si distance, 240 kilometers. Si time, 4 hours. So, sagot natin dito, ang speed ng bus ay 60 kilometers per hour. Ngayon, meron pa tayong next na condition, no? If it maintained the same speed, so same speed daw so nakuha natin kanina 60 kilometers per hour. How far would it travel in 7 hours? So gano'n naman daw kalayo or distance yung hinahanap kapag nag-travel siya ng 7 hours using the same speed na 60 kilometers. So basically, gamitin naman natin yung formula natin for distance. Distance is equal to speed times time. So yung speed yung nakuha natin kanina, which is 60, and then yung given na 7 hours. Ayan. So ang distance natin guys, ilan yan? 60 times 7, 420 kilometers. So letter C. Ayan. So which number is 25% greater than 160? Ayan So, intindihin natin mabuti yung tanong guys. Which number is 25% greater than 160? So, kailangan daw guys greater ng 160 or 25% greater. Yan So, 160 kailangan lang nating iangat to ng 25% greater. So, basically guys, kunin natin yung 25% ng 160 then i-add natin sa original niya. So, para makuha natin yung 25% na greater na value na. Okay? So, anong gagawin natin dyan? Ayan. So, anong 25% ng 160 guys? Kapag kumukuha kayo ng 25% of any number, i-divide nyo na lang yan ng 4. So, 160 divided by 4 guys, that is equal to 40. Then, idagdag na lang natin sa 160. So, 200 or 160 plus 40, that is equal to 200. Ayan. So, ang number guys na 25% greater than 160 ay 200 or letter C. The ratio of men to women in an office is 5:7. If there are 84 employees, how many are men? Ayan. So, meron tayo ditong ratio, 5:7. Men is to women. Okay? So, kapag given guys yung total numbers nila or yung total numbers of employee, okay, so i-divide mo na lang yan guys sa sum nung ratio niya. Okay? So, 5 plus 7, that is equal to 12. Okay? So, i-divide lang natin to 84 divided by 12. Ilan ba yan? Ilan yan guys? 7, tama ba? Yan. So, tama naman, no? So, since 7 guys, yung ano natin, nakuha nating sagot, yan yung multiplier natin. Ibig sabihin, at base 1, or at ratio 1, ang value niyan is 7. Yan yung multiplier natin. Ngayon ang hinahanap is yung women. Andito guys yung ratio ng women diba? So yung 7 guys na ratio ni women, i-times natin sa multiplier natin na 7. So that is 49 sila. Ayan. So letter C. So 81. A clock gains 4 minutes every 2 hours. How many minutes will it gain in 9 hours? So, ratio and proportion guys kapag nakita kayo ng given na magkapareho ng unit, And then may isang given pa and ang hinahanap is kapareho niya lang din. So ratio and proportion yan. Okay? So in terms of minute, yung fraction or yung ratio natin sa left side, 4 minutes over yung unknown. So x na lang. Sa right side naman in terms of hours, so yung 4 katapat niya si 2 over yung 9 katapat niya naman si unknown. Okay? So anong gagawin natin dito? Cross multiply. Diba? Cross multiply or paikot method, okay lang naman. So 2 times x, that is 2x. 9 times 4, that is equal to 36. So divide natin both side ng 2. Makakancel si 2, x na lang yung matitira. 36 divided by 2 guys, that is equal to 18. Ayan. So letter B. Question number 82. A farmer sold 35% of his harvest. If 780 sacks remained, how many sacks did he harvest originally? Ayan. So, yung naiwan daw guys ay 780 sacks na lang. So, ilan guys yung nabenta niya? 35%, di ba? So, kung gawan natin ng equation yan, gawin na lang nating variable n, yung original na bilang nung sacks niya. So, ang i-multiply natin dyan guys is yung hindi niya nabenta, 'di ba? Since remained yung right side ng equation natin, yung natira ay 780, dapat guys yung percent natin dito ay yung hindi na sold or hindi nabenta, 'di ba? So, ilan yung hindi nabenta? Kung binenta yung 35%, ang hindi niya nabenta 65%, 'di ba? So, 0.65 to. Okay? So, para makuha natin guys yung original number ng sacks niya, kailangan nating i-divide ng 0.65 pareho. So, makancel ito, n na lang yung matitira. Okay? So, mahirap ito guys, no? Kasi decimal tsaka whole number. So, ang gagawin natin guys, gawin lang nating whole number itong decimal natin. So, mag-move tayo ng ilang bilang dito para maging whole number. So, 1, 2. Kung ilang bilang yon, yun din yung idadagdag mong 0 sa taas. So, 1, 2. So, naging 7, 8, 0, 0, 0 divided by 65 na siya. So, whole number na. So, pwede na natin itong isolve. 78 divided by 65, that is 1. 1 times 65, so 65. So, pag pinag-minus natin yan, so that is 13. Bring down 0. 130 divided by 65, that is 2. So, 130. And then, 0 na to. Then, may natira pang dalawang 0. Okay? So, tamang sagot guys ay 1,200. Letter C. Question number 83. A train leaves at 7:45 a.m. and arrives at 11:10 a.m. How long is the trip? Ayan. So, common question naman to, no? So, pwede naman nating manumanuhin na lang. Kung 7:45 na tayo, okay? So, after 1 hour, magiging 8:45, di ba? After 2 oras, 9:45. After 3 oras, 10:45. Ayan. So, stop na muna tayo dito kasi kung mag 1 hour pa tayo, lalagpas na tayo sa 11:10. So, ilan yung kailangan nating idagdag sa 45 na minutes para maging 11:10 na yung oras. So, pwede naman nating magdagdag ng 15 minutes dyan para maging 11 o'clock na, di ba? And then another 10 minutes para maging 11:10. So, bilangin lang natin guys kung ilan yung mga dinagdag natin. Ito, tatlong oras, so 3 hours. And yung minutes natin, 15 plus 10, that is 25 minutes. Ayan, so 3 hours and 25 minutes. So, letter C. If 5 folders and 3 envelopes cost 310 pesos and each folder costs 50 pesos, how much is one envelope? Ayan. So, basically, gagawa lang tayo ng equation, guys. And given naman yung cost ni folder. So, hahanapin lang talaga natin yung cost ni envelope. So, mag-set tayo ng variable, guys, Si folder, gawin nating variable x. Si envelope, gawin natin siyang variable y. So, 5 folders. So, 5x plus 3 envelope is equal to 310. And then, given, guys, yung cost ni folder, na variable x na 50 pesos. So, 5 times magiging 50 na to plus 3y is equal to 310. So, 5 times 50, that is 250 plus 3y is equal to 310. Ilipat lang natin si 250 sa kabila. 310 magiging minus 250. So 3y is equal to 310 minus 250, that is 60. Then divide both side by 3. Makancel si 3, y na lang yung matitira. And y is equal to 20 pesos. So letter B. What is 42% of 750? Yung iba guys, nahihirapan dito guys, no? Kapag hindi na common yung lumalabas na percentage, hindi meron ng butal, 'di ba? So ano bang technique para ma-solve 'to? Ang advice ko guys, kapag nagso-solve kayo ng percentage problem, i-solve nyo siya nang hindi pinapakialaman yung percentage or yung percentage sign. So i-solve natin 'to 2 times 0 is 0, 2 times 10 is 10, carry 1, 2 times 7 plus 1, that is 15, 4 times 0 is 0, 4 times 5 is 20, 4 times 7 ay 28, plus 2, that is 30. Then add natin, 0, 0, 5, 1, 3. And then mag-move lang tayo ng dalawang beses dito. Kasi nga yung percentage per 100 yan. Di ba? So kailangan nating mag-move ng dalawang beses papuntang left. And obvious naman kasi guys, kung titignan nyo, si choice B yung sagot natin. 315. Question number 86. A number decreased by 18% becomes 246. What is the original number? Okay, so parang yung kanina lang to, no? So kapag sinabing decrease guys, so i-minus mo sa 100%. 100% yung original minus 18%. So 82% na lang siya. Okay? Ayan. So, 82% of the original number is 246. So, yan yung equation natin, guys. So, para makancel tong, or para ma-isolate si n, i-divide lang natin both side ng 82%. Ayan. So, kakancel yan. Yung 82%, guys, pwedeng gawing decimal yan. That is equal to 0.82. So, natira na lang 246 divided by 0.82. Diba? So, para madaling i-divide yan guys, ang gagawin natin siyang whole number. So, i-move lang natin to ng dalawang beses. Magdadagdag tayo ng 0 na dalawa sa taas. 24600 divided by 82. So, that is 2. 2 times 82. So, pwede pa yung tatlo? Hindi na. Ayan. So, hindi na ata pwede yung tatlo, no? Ayan, pwede pa actually. Ayan. So, 3. 3 times 82 guys, that is 246. Ayan, sakto pala. And then may dalawang 0. So, final answer natin dito guys ay 300. Or letter C. Two numbers are in the ratio of 4:9. If their sum is 156, what is the larger number? So, parang yung kanina lang guys, no? Kapag ratio and given naman yung sum nila, yung 156 guys, i-divide mo sa sum ng ng ratio natin. Okay? Yan. So, 9 pala to. So, 9 plus 4, that is 13. So, ito yung i-divide natin dito. 156 divided by 13. So, that is 1. 1 times 13 is 13. 26. So, that is 2. Okay. So, 12 guys, at ratio at 1, that is equal to 12. Yan yung multiplier natin. Since ang hinahanap guys is yung larger number, so si 9. So, yung 9 guys, i-multiply lang natin ng 12. Okay? So, 9 times 12 guys, that is equal to, ayan, so i-multiply natin 12 times 9, 18, carry 1, 108. So, letter D. A worker can finish a task in 12 days, while another worker can finish the same task in 18 days. If they work together, how many days will they finish the task? So, meron tayo ditong shortcut guys kapag ang hinahanap is yung rate nila working together. So, that is product over sum. So, pag sinabing product guys, so result yan ng multiplication, di ba? 12 times 18, yung sum naman, 12 plus 18. Okay? Ayan. So, 12 times 18, ilan yan? 8, 16, 1 times 12 is 12. So, 6, 0, 206. Yung 12 plus 18 naman, that is equal to 30. Yan. So, divide natin to. 206 divided by 30. So, that is 7. 7 times 30, that is 7, 14, 21. So, parang sumobra. So, 6 lang. 6 times 30, that is 180. And then, pag pinag-minus natin, that is 26. And then, pwede kang magdagdag ng 0. Maglalagay ka ng decimal point. Okay? Ayan. So, tama ba yung sagot natin? Ayan. So, parang nagkamali tayo, no? Ayun, nakita ko na yung mali natin. Dito. Sa una pa lang kanina, nagkamali na tayo. Yung pag-multiply natin, 12 times 18, 8 times 2 is 16. Carry 1 pala. Hindi natin nasama kanina. 8 times 1 plus 1, that is 96. Ayan. So, 6, 1, 2. 216 to, guys. Ayan. So, 216 divided by 3 or 30, that is 7. So, 7 times 30, that is 210. Bring down 6 and then maglalagay tayo ng decimal point and then 0. 60 divided by 30, that is 2. So, final answer natin, guys, 7.2 days or letter B. Ayan. So, question number 89. I store bought an item for 850 pesos and sold it at 20% profit. What was the selling price? Ayan. So, kung gusto mong magka-profit, guys, ng 20%, syempre, kailangan mong iangat yung price mo ng 20%. Diba? So, kapag nag-aangat ka or nag-i-increase ka ng 20% or kahit anong percent pa yan, i-add mo siya sa 100%. Dapat, guys, ang presyo mo na ay 120% sa original na item mo. So, 850, i-multiply mo lang sa 120% or kapag ginawa mong decimal, mag-move ka ng 2 beses papuntang left. That is 1.2. Yan. So, 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 8 plus 1, that is 17. 1 times 850, that is 850. So, 0, 0, 12, carry 1, 10. And then, may isang decimal place dyan. So, mag-move lang din tayo ng isa. So, final answer, guys, 1,020 pesos. So, letter B. The average of 6 numbers is 28. If one number is 34, is removed. If one number, 34, is removed, what is the new average? Okay? So, yung average daw, so let's say, let's say, gawin nating variable n, yung average number, or yung total number, nung 6 na number. So, kapag dinivide mo yan ng 6, meron daw tayong average na 28. Okay? And then, yung isang number, if one number, nabawasan daw yung number natin, no? 34 daw yung binawas. So, n minus 34. And then, ilang number na lang? 5 na lang sila kasi natanggalan ng isa. Ilan naman daw yung average? Or yung, ano naman daw yung new average? So, let's say yung average, guys, mag-set tayo ng bagong variable. Gawin na lang natin siyang si variable x. Okay? So, isolate lang natin, guys, si variable n. So, n is equal to, kapag nilipat mo yung 6 sa kanan, magiging multiplication. 28 times 6. 28 times 6, guys, ilan yan? Yan. So, 8 times 6, 48. Carry 4, 6, 12, 168. Ayan. So, i-plug in natin, guys, yung value ni n na 168, ha. 168 minus 34 over 5, that is equal to x. Okay. So, 168 minus 34, that is equal to 134. Diba? Tama ba? Over 5 is equal to x. Ayan. Then, divide na lang natin to. Okay? So, 134 divided by 5. Medyo madaming solution, no? So, bahala na kayo, guys. Diskarte nyo na kung paano nyo gagawin ng solution to. 13 divided by 5, that is 2. 2 times 5 is 10. Bring down 4. So, 34 divided by 5, that is 6. 6 times 5 is 30. And then, may 4 pa dyan. And then, maglalagay lang tayo ng decimal point. Then, dagdag ng 0. 40 divided by 5, that is 8. So, 8 times 5 is 40. So, 0 na yan. So, final answer natin, guys, 26.8 or letter B. Okay, so question number 91. A father is 4 times as old as his son. So, age problem, no? So, anong suggest ko sa inyo kapag age problem? Gagawa nyo ng equation per condition. So, yung father, let's say variable x siya. Yung son naman, let's say variable y siya. A father, so yung x, is 4 times as old as his son. So, 4 times yung son na variable y. So, first equation na natin yan. In 12 years, ibig sabihin, future yan ha. In 12 years, so kailangan nating mag plus 12 sa lahat ng variables natin. The father, so yung father natin na variable x, mag plus 12 lang tayo, will be twice. So, 2 times yung son niya na y, mag plus 12 lang din tayo. So, this will be our second equation. How old is the son now? So, yung dalawang equation natin guys, i-combine lang natin. I-plug in natin yung equation 1 dito sa equation 2. Ang value ni x ay 4y. So, magiging 4y na to. 4y and then plus 12 is equal to, distribute natin yan. 2 times y is 2y. 2 times 12, that is 24. Yan. So, meron na tayong isang equation guys, na iisa na lang yung variable. Pagsamahin natin yung mga may variable x, ililipat natin sa left side. So, si 2y magiging minus 2y. Yung 24 na naiwan, ililipat natin si 12 sa kanan, magiging minus 12. 4y minus 2y, that is 2y. 24 minus 12, that is 12. And then, divide na lang natin both side ng 2. Maka-cancel si 2y na lang yung matitira. 12 divided by 2 guys, that is 6. So, letter A. A water tank can hold 500 liters. It already contains 320 liters. What percentage of the tank is still empty? Ayan ha. So, percentage guys ng empty na yung hindi pa nakakargahan na part ng tank. Okay? So, basically, ima-minus natin yan. 500 liters yung kaya niyang capacity ng tank niya. Kinargahan ng 320. So, ilan na lang guys yung available na space pa or yung still empty na part ng tank. Kapag minus natin yan, that is equal to 180, di ba? So, yung 180 guys, ilang fraction yan sa tank. So, yung tank kasi ay 500. So, basically guys, kailangan nating i-divide to para makuha natin yung sagot. So, pwede nating i-cancel yung dalawang 0 sa dulo ha. So, 18 divided by 50. So, mas maliit si 18, kailangan natin maglagay ng decimal point. Magdadagdag tayo ngayon ng 0. So, 180 divided by 5 or 50, that is 3. 3 times 50 ay 150. Pag pinag-minus natin, 30, magdadagdag lang tayo ulit ng 0. 300 divided by 50 guys, that is 6. 6 times 50 ay 300. Ayan. So, 0.36 kapag ginawang percentage, ilipat mo lang ng dalawang beses papuntang right. 36% or letter C. A store offers buy 3 notebooks for 150 pesos. What is the cost of 8 notebooks at the same rate? Ayan. So, ratio and proportion to. Yung notebook na tatlo ay 150 pesos. How about yung 8 books naman? Ilan naman yung presyo niya? Ayan. So, pwedeng cross-multiply to or yung paikot method. So, paikutin na lang natin kasi malaking number. I-divide natin to. 150 divided by 3. That is 50, di ba? And then, i-multiply natin dito. 50 times 8. Yan. So, isulat lang natin. 150 divided by 3, that is equal to 50. 50 times 8, that is equal to 400. Ayan. So, letter B. A school has 720 students. If 35% are members of the science club, how many students are not members? Ayan ha. Kung 720 yung students natin, 35 yung member. Obviously, yung hindi member, kapag pinag-minus natin yan sa 100, 65% naman yung hindi member. So, anong gagawin natin dito? I-multiply lang natin yung 65% kay 720. Ayan. So, pwedeng gawing decimal yan ha. Pwedeng gawing 0.65 na yung percentage. Kasi nag-move lang tayo ng dalawang beses papuntang left. So, i-multiply lang natin guys. Wag muna nating papansinin tong decimal point. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 7 plus 1, that is 36. 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 2 is 12. Carry 1. 6 times 7, 42 plus 1, so 43. So pag inad yan, 0, 0, 8, 6, 4. And then ilang decimal places? Dalawa. So mag-move lang din tayo ng dalawa. Final answer natin guys ay 468 or letter C. Okay, so number 95. A box contains 5 red, 8 blue, and 7 green marbles. What fraction of the marbles are blue? Ayan, so parang tinatanong kung ilan yung probability guys, no? Kapag bumubunot ka, ano yung probability na blue marble yung mabunot mo? So parang ganun yung concept ng fraction. So ang numerator natin guys, yung given or yung hinahanap na color blue. Ilan ba yung color blue dyan? 8. So 8 na kagad yung numerator natin. And yung denominator naman natin is yung total number of marbles. So i-add lang natin yan. 5 plus 8 plus 7. So ganun lang naman kasimple. Ito rin guys yung formula ng probability ah. Ayan. So 8 over 20. Di ba? 8 over 20. So letter D. Tama ba guys? Ayan. So pwede pa pala nating i-reduce sa lowest term. So kung pipili tayo ng sagot guys, syempre yung na-reduce na, 'di ba? So i-divide natin 'to ng 4. Kasi yan yung kanilang greatest common factor. So divide natin ng 4, magiging 2 over 5. Ayan. So ibig sabihin guys, pipiliin natin yung naka-lowest term. So letter A yung sagot natin. A motorcycle consumes 4 liters of gasoline for every 60 kilometers traveled. How many liters are needed to travel 210 kilometers? Yan, so parang ratio and proportion lang din to, di ba? 4 liters over yung unknown. Katapat niya si 60 over 210. Ayan. So, pwedeng cross multiply. Pwede rin naman yung paikot method. Bahala kayo dyan. So, ngayon, cross-multiply naman. 60 times x, that is 60x. 210 plus 4 times 4, that is 840. Tama ba? Yan. So, divide natin both side ng 60. Makancel si 60 or si x na lang yung matitira. So, cancel na lang natin to. Ayan. So, 84 divided by 6, ilan yan? 1 times 6 is 6, and then 24. 24 divided by 6, that is 14. So, sagot natin dito guys ay 14 liters. Or letter C. A cube has an edge measuring 6 centimeters. What is its volume? Ang formula natin ng volume guys for cube, that is side cube. Or side times side times side. Yan. So, kapag cube naman guys, box naman siya. Same lang naman yung measurement ng mga edge niyan. So, 6 times 6 times 6 lang siya. Which is equal to 216 centimeter cube. Yan yung formula guys for volume. The average monthly electric bill for January, February, and March is 2,400. If the bills for January and February were 2,200 and 2,400 respectively, how much was the bill for March? Ayan. Ayan. So, gawan lang natin guys ng table, no? So, may ibang solution pa to yung algebraic, pero feel ko kasi mas mabilis kapag ganito. So, given guys yung bill nila nung January and February. So, andito. 2,200 tsaka 2,500. Ayan. So, ang average naman guys ng tatlong buwan ay 2,400. Okay? So, anong gagawin natin dito? Ipunta lang natin guys or kunin natin yung difference nitong average nila dito sa per month na bill nila. So, 2,400 minus 2,200, that is plus 200, di ba? Kasi plus 200 mo to, magiging 2,400. Ito naman, since mas malaki siya kay 2,400, kailangan niyang mag-minus 100. Okay? And then, i-add lang natin yung nakuha natin dito sa baba. 200 minus 100, that is plus 100 na lang. So, i-add lang natin dito guys sa average nila. So, 0,052. So, final answer natin guys, 2,500 pesos or letter C. 99. The sum of the ages of Anna, Ben, and Carla is 72 years. Yan. So, kapag tatlo guys yung given, syempre, yung ating variables, tatlo na rin. Okay? So, Anna, gawin na lang natin yung variable X. Si Ben, gawin na lang nating variable Y. Si Carla, gawin na lang nating variable Z. Okay? So, gawan natin siya ng equation. X plus Y plus Z is equal to 72. So, yan guys yung ating first equation. Next naman, Anna is 4 years older than Ben. So, si Anna na variable X, ayan. So, X is equal to 4 years older kay Ben. So, 4 plus Y. Ayan. So, yan yung ating second equation. And then, Carla is twice as old as Ben. Si Carla, siya si variable Z. Si Ben naman, variable Y. So, si Carla ay twice sa age ni Ben, which is 2Y. Ayan. So, third equation natin yan. Ngayon, guys, mapapansin nyo, naka-isolate na kasi si variable X tsaka si variable Z. So, mas magandang yan na lang yung i-plug in natin sa mas mahabang equation. Diba? So, yung X dito guys, magiging Y plus 4 na. Yung Y dito, so still Y na rin siya kasi siya yung iniwan natin sa equation natin. And then, itong Z dito magiging 2Y na siya. So, plus 2Y. And that is equal to 72. So, ito na guys yung ating first equation. Naka-plug in na yung second and third equation natin. So, ayusin na lang natin to. I-add natin guys yung mga same variable y. So, y plus 2y, that is 4y. And then yung 4 dito, ililipat natin sa kabila, magiging minus 4 na. So, 4y is equal to 68. Divide na lang natin to both side ng 4. Makakancel si 4, y na lang yung matitira. 68 divided by 4, that is equal to 17. Hindi pa yan yung sagot guys, kasi si variable y siya si Ben. Ang hinahanap natin si Carla. Or siya si variable Z. E di kuha lang tayo guys ng isang equation dito na may variable Z. And then i-plug in natin yung nakuha nating value. Okay? So, from our third equation, Z is equal to 2Y, di ba? Yung Y dyan, gawin na nating 17. So, Z is equal to 2 times 17 or 34. So, letter B. Last number guys. Ayun. So, medyo mahaba-haba yung naging usapan natin dito. Question number 100. The combined ages of Mark, Paul, and John is 81. So, parang ganun lang kanina. Mag-set lang tayo ng variables. Gawan natin ng equation. X plus Y plus Z is equal to 81. Paul is 5 years older than Mark. So, si Paul, siya si variable Y. Mas matanda siya kay Mark na variable X. So, mag plus 5 lang tayo. So, second equation natin yan. And John is 3 years younger than Paul. So, si John na variable Z, mas bata naman daw siya kay Paul na variable Y. So, mag-minus 3 tayo dito. Okay? Ayan. So, nabuo na natin guys yung ating equation, no? So, anong gagawin natin dito? Obviously, mag-plug in na tayo. Diba? Ayan. So, parang yung kanina lang. Okay? So, i-plug in natin to dito. Yung Z, hindi pa kasi siya naka-equate, no? Pero hayaan mo na. Okay lang yan. Aayusin natin yan mamaya. Ayan. So, X may iwan siya. Plus, yung Y magiging X plus 5. Yung Z magiging Y minus 3. And that is equal to 81. Ito yung sinasabi ko guys. May Y pa. Dapat isang variable na lang dapat yan. So, yung Y guys, anong value niya? X plus 5, diba? E di gawin lang nating X plus 5 yan. Yung Y magiging X plus 5, then copy lang natin. So, isolve natin guys, i-add natin yung mga same variables. 1, 2, 3. Tatlong X yan. 3X. 5 plus 5 minus 3, that is 7. Ililipat natin sa kabila, 81 minus 7 na. Okay? So, 3X is equal to, ilan yan guys? 64. Tama ba? Or 74? Ayan. 74. So, i-divide na lang natin siya both side ng 3. makakancel si 3x na lang yung matitira. Okay? So, 74 divided by 3, ilan yan? Ayan, so 7 divided by 3 guys, that is 2 and then may naiwan na 14. So parang ano pa no? May remainder pa. Sige, solve natin ha. 74 divided by 3. 2 times 3 is 6. So may 1 dyan, then 4. 14 divided by 3. So that is 6 no? Hindi, 4. So 4 times 3 ay 12. So, meron pang natirang 2. So, 24 point something yung sagot natin. Ngayon, ilang taon yon sa tingin nyo? Okay. So, let's say, ano yan, 24.6 yung taon na yan. Anong taon yan? Still, guys, 24 years old pa rin. Kasi, hindi pa naman siya nakumpleto para maging 25, di ba? So, parang months itong 0.6 dito. So, ang pipiliin natin, guys, ay choice A pa rin. Di ba? So yun guys yung age ni Mark or ni variable X. Okay? Ayun guys, so natapos na natin yung ating 100 item mock test number 3, no? So medyo mahaba nga yung naging pagsosolve natin, pero sana marami kayong nakuha, sana nakapasa tayo and natuto tayo sa mga tinuro kong shortcuts and explanation, no? So yun lang guys, salamat sa panonood. And good luck sa paparating na civil service examination. Yun lang.